please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the door. Stay clear of the door. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA.
Welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and I am reporting live from World Celebration Gardens in Epcot Center. Let's call it Epcot Center. On Sunday, May 11th, it is Mother's Day. Today is episode number 252. No, 251 of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. And I'm doing a very special episode today because it is Mother's Day. Steffers and Landon had some responsibilities with their lovely mothers, and mine is still back in Knoxville, Tennessee. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Sorry I couldn't be there. We had a little video call this morning, and I sent her a little gift, which I kind of screwed up because I thought I sent her some orchids with a beautiful pot, and the pot arrived, and it turned out I sent her an orchid pot with no orchids. And I would have known that had I looked at all the pictures and descriptions. But anyway, it was Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there of all types, whether they be covered in fur, scales, or just skin. Whatever it is, happy Mother's Day out there. We love all the mothers that are part of the Monorail fam and beyond. But it is May the 12th. It's Monday, May the 12th. And I'm on a little adventure today. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to take me, but I'm currently chilling under Spaceship Earth. Gonna have a little food, gonna have a little drink, and I'm gonna take you on with me. And I think the goal today is sort of to let you take in some of the ambiance in the theme parks. I'm thinking I'm gonna get maybe a snack, get a drink here at Epcot, and then I'm gonna hop on the monorail, go over to Magic Kingdom for a little bit, because it's kind of a low crowd day over there, see what we can get into. And I think I might end the day back on the monorail, do a little hop from Epcot, get on the Skyliner, head over to Hollywood Studios, and maybe visit Muppet Courtyard to kind of get us ready for the big Muppet Vision Marathon on next Friday, the 16th. So I hope you enjoy this episode of the podcast. I've always wanted to do a little more in-park stuff, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. For now, the monorail is making its big turn around World Showcase. It's about to head back to the Epcot station. It's going to be going over my head in just a couple of minutes. And that feels like a real appropriate place to start this episode of the Monday Morning Monorail. So let's head into the park, find something to eat, find something to drink, and I'll report back in just a few minutes. So as it is May 11th, the Flower and Garden Festival is still going on, so why not visit a food booth while I'm here? I'm going to go to the Florida Fresh booth and try these conch fritters, $6.50 with the key lime aioli. So we're going to try that, and then we're going to get a special little beverage over here. We're probably going to try maybe a Starlight Papaya Pilsner. I don't know. We'll let you know, but I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I found myself a nice little spot to sit over in the World Celebration Gardens, where they've got the tables, they've got charging stations, there's kind of bar seating with like high top tables and bar stools, and then there's almost these raised up picnic tables. I'm at sort of a raised picnic table here with like a wood top. I'm sitting in view of the Celebration Encanto, which is about to begin, so I'm going to review this food quickly before all that starts, because that can be pretty loud. But I did get the conch fritters. One thing to know about me is I am not a fan of Pilsners, so I don't even know why I suggested that was a possibility. I did not get the Pilsner. I actually got the Melon Falls Watermelon Kolsch from Cooperstown, New York. Cooperstown, from Brewery Omengang. I don't know how you say that, but I've tried it. I'm going to try it again right now. just poured a bunch of it in my lap because I'm being very self-conscious. It's weird doing like a review of food and drink on an audio format, but you know, this is what we're doing. So we got the conch fritters. I'm going to try a bite of these without the key lime aioli first. Let's see how they are. They look like hush puppies. They're brown, about golf ball size. They're good. Very good. Crunchy. Good spongy texture on the inside. And that conch, I think, is kind of chewy, so getting some of that going on. All right, I'm dipping this one in the key lime aioli. Let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, that sort of makes it much, much better with the key lime aioli. What I did not get was the Cubanito. They got a little Cuban sandwich you can get over there. They also have a Florida strawberry shortcake, which I did not get as well. I might. It sounds great. I love a strawberry shortcake. But I might do that. But I'm trying to keep my bites small here because I'm going to taste around the parks a little bit today, get a few different things, try them for you. But I recommend, if you like a hush puppy, you like a little seafood flavor with this key lime aioli, I recommend it. Give it a try. It's kind of fun. I picked a spot here where, as people are walking by, they can look right at me, and I'm feeling very self-conscious right now. I don't know why. It's not like I've never recorded in the park before. But that's what I'm dealing with. Alright, so the Celebración Encanto is about to start. I'm going to try not to pour this beer all over myself again. I'm going to watch a little bit of that, enjoy that, and then I think I'm going to hop on the monorail and head to Magic Kingdom. So, stick around. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so a follow-up on the conch fritters. I've decided I don't like them. I'm not a person who's sensitive to texture, but the texture of those is weird. Maybe mine were overdone or something. The taste is alright, but the texture... Let me just give you a texture warning. If you are a texture-sensitive person, I don't know that those are going to work for you. So, if I'm going to give them a star rating out of 5, I'd give them maybe 2.5. I'm walking up the ramp now to board the monorail to Magic Kingdom. I'm going to hop over there, maybe try a treat, and bring you some of the sounds from the most magical place on Earth. So let's grab a monorail and let's go. What we're hearing here is the tail end of the Festival of Fantasy Parade. I came in the park just in time to see the Maleficent Dragon going by. Steampunk dragon. It's always cool to see. I did not get to see it blow fire, but I at least got to see it. And now we're on Main Street. Standing right by the Main Street Confectionery, the home of Mars Candy Treats. This is kind of a low crowd day in the Magic Kingdom, and people are heading out. It looks like right now it's kind of been overcast today, like showing a threat, like there might be weather, but I think it's getting a little bit better. The skies are clearing up a little bit. It's a good temperature. This may be a perfect afternoon in the Magic Kingdom. We're going to find out. I just checked the wait times. According to touring plans, Space Mountain is a 15-minute wait, so I can't pass that up. I'm going to head straight there and try to do Space Mountain first thing, and then we're going to determine what kind of snack I might try, what kind of drink I might get, and where to go from there. But for now, we're going to head back to Space Mountain. You can walk with me as I go down Main Street here. I am just about to Casey's Corner, right in the middle. I'm literally in the middle of Main Street, USA at the moment. There are bubbles everywhere, heading towards Cinderella Castle. I'm going to take a hard right, go over the Tomorrowland Terrace, and soon enough, you're going to hear the beautiful sounds of Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom. Fun fact, my favorite land in all the parks, especially at night, with the lights on. It's such a vibe. Even with the exhaust coming from the Tomorrowland Speedway. I'll even put up with that. I just love that land. It's funny, Main Street can kind of be deceiving. Even on a low crowd day, it's very, very crowded, hard to navigate. They have all the cast members doing the photographs in front of the castle, and it's seemingly every 25, 30 feet there's another cast member with a line of people who want to get pictures with the castle. And it just gets very crowded. It makes it even worse if there's a parade going down the middle of the street, then you can barely navigate at all. Okay, now we're hearing the area music of Tomorrowland. I am walking towards the purple wall, the famous purple wall. You can hear the people mover above me. I don't know how you don't love Tomorrowland. I also don't know how Disney hasn't figured out, it doesn't need to be futuristic in a real way. We want fantasy future in Tomorrowland. Let's see if I can get an update about what's going on with Stitch as I pass by here. Should I ask? I'm going to walk up to this cast member. Hey, excuse me. Is Stitch operate? Oh, it's still closed? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to report. Stitch is still closed. According to this cast member, as of May 11th, 2025, Stitch is still closed. And Alien Encounter is not coming back either. They've got a large wall in Tomorrowland right now because they're working on the Rocket Tower Plaza, the Astro Orbiter. It still is missing. It's not up there right now. But there's a big crane that's blocked off by walls. We're walking by Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin right now. It says a 20-minute wait. We might come back and do that, although I'm terrible at that game. I'm so bad. People are lined up to meet Stitch. Maybe today's a good day for the Carousel of Progress. I don't know. I mean, I legit can make a whole day right here in Tomorrowland. I don't need to go anywhere else. I've got all the food I need. Just go over to Cosmic Rays. I get to watch Sunny Eclipse, the biggest little star in the galaxy. We've got shows. We've got rides. The line for the People Mover right now is... Honestly, that looks like a 15-minute wait. If it's as long as Space Mountain... I mean, I get it, people. Tomorrowland People Mover, TTA. It's a great ride. I'm a little winded, guys. Trying to move through quickly and... Okay, so by the time I got over to Space Mountain, in that brief amount of time, I think things might have changed. So it's posted 45 minutes. Now, let's open my not Tomorrowland, my Touring Plans app and just get an update and see what it says. But there are people lined up outside, unless Space Mountain is now down, which is possible. We're just scrolling down. We're going to take a look here. Now it's saying 23 minutes. The line is building, for sure. So, I think we're going to punt on that. And maybe what we do instead is head back towards Haunted Mansion. It's saying right now it's a 15-minute wait for Haunted Mansion. We'll go to the back of the park. We'll work our way back forward. Why not? And I'll continue this walking tour. This little walk and talk we're having. So, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. If you want a little more of me this week, I'm going to be a very special guest on one of our friends' podcasts, Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. They invited me to join them to talk more about my trip to Epic Universe. But one of the things that Frank asked me right off the bat was about visiting the parks as a local, and has that changed my feelings about coming to the parks? Is it still as magical? Am I still having as much fun? And just to kind of talk about that. And something that I've said, I will continue to say, it is still very magical to me. I don't take for granted that I get to come to the best parks in the world on a regular basis. I hold passes to these parks. I can come practically anytime that I want to. And you would think, yeah, maybe that would make me take the experience for granted a little bit, but I don't know. That hasn't started yet. I've been here 5 years now, almost exactly, maybe more. And let's see. Yeah, I'm coming up on 6 years living here. You can hear the area music. I just love Tomorrowland so much. Passing by the Tomorrowland Speedway now. But no, the feeling hasn't changed. My thoughts haven't changed. I come to the parks, I still get excited. And I know that I talked about like going into Epic for the first time, I sort of felt like this butterfly feeling of anxiousness and excitement. And of course, it's like, I'm never going to get that experience again going to, well, I probably won't get the experience again of going into a brand new theme park, a state-of-the-art, cutting-edge theme park that's not even open yet, and getting to ride, and we ended up having a near-perfect day there. It's hard to top that. I mean, and going into it, just being able to experience something like that for the first time, yeah, it feels different. But I just got to tell you, when I'm pulling into the TTC, when I'm stepping on a monorail or a ferry, the magical feeling that I get, it doesn't go away. I still love it. I still look forward to it. I want to ride the ride. Yeah, sure. Has my tolerance for lines changed over the years? Yeah, it has. I don't think that, for most rides, you'd be hard-pressed to find something that I'm going to wait more than 30 minutes for, honestly. That might be a limit, and depending on the ride, 30 minutes can be way too long. But I think on average, maybe that's about what I'd wait for most things. Like if I saw 45 minutes posted for Rise of the Resistance and I really wanted to ride it, I'd go wait that. Because that's one of my favorite rides of all time. But 45 for most other things is absolutely not. If I saw, so I'm passing Seven Dwarfs Mine Train right now. For me, if I saw posted a wait time of let's say 25, I think that might be my over-under for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train's 25. Because I just know I can come back and ride it another time. I don't want to spend so much time locked up in a line. I would much rather go get something to eat, go get something to drink, enjoy the atmosphere of the park, take it all in, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm now in front of Storybook Treats Ice Cream. This is real interesting. It's a real-time walk. How long does it take me to walk from the front of the park all the way to Haunted Mansion? I'm happy you guys are with me. Passing the Friar's Nook. Let's take a look at this menu. Sometimes it changes. Do they have buffalo chicken tots? I'm not seeing it. We got a cheddar bacon and ranch tot. We got apple cider donuts. Sounds great. Hot dog. Mac and cheese hand pie. So that sounds really good, but man, those buffalo chicken tots, that's like a whole nother level of deliciousness. They had celery on them. They had blue cheese sauce. Oh, they were so good. And they were kind of spicy, which is a surprise. I always talk about, I'm critical of spicy foods in theme parks. I think that they tone it down for the general populace because people don't want things super spicy. Well, I do. I don't know if I ever shared on the podcast, but I was at La Cava one time and I got the, whatever they call spicy margarita. It was like El Diablo or something. The guy says to me, so that's a spicy margarita. It's going to be spicy. Is that okay? And of course at this time, I've been in Epcot for half a day. I've had a couple drinks already. I'm feeling loose. And I was like, I want you to mess me up with that spice. Mess me up. He just gave me a look and he was like, all right. I had no idea what I was in for. He did indeed mess me up with that spice. He delivered. The spice level was almost undrinkable. But I asked for it. And sometimes in life you get what you ask for. You can't always get what you want. But you'll find sometimes you get what you need. I'm misquoting that. All right, I'm back at Peter Pan's Flight. Getting ready to pass Small World. Let's see, Peter Pan's Flight posted wait is currently 45 minutes. Now, it does not look that bad to me, and I'm kind of considering doing it. I haven't done it in a long time. I wonder what touring plan says the wait is. Let's give it a look, because if for some reason this is maybe 30 minutes or less, I think I might do it. It's saying 28. All right, we're going to get in line for Peter Pan. Let's do it. Been a long time. A long, long, lonely time. And Peter Pan typically gets a wait that I don't think it necessarily deserves. We're talking like over an hour. I know this ride is mostly like nostalgia, but, you know, you get off and you're like, ugh, I don't know. We're going to give it a shot. All right, waiting for Peter Pan. We'll catch up with you later. Hey, Monorail fam. Are you planning a trip to Walt Disney World and you're looking for a way to save a few dollars? Well, let me recommend my friends at Vacation Grocery Delivery. You can visit their website at vacationgrocerydeliveryfl.com. This is a company owned by former Disney cast members, and their service goes beyond groceries. You can order strollers, coolers, or even birthday cakes. They have easy online ordering, and you can add item-specific notes for all your preferences. There's even a special water delivery option for $4.49. Their fees are $25 for delivery plus a 5% service fee. A $20 activation fee applies but is refunded after you make your payment. Use the promo code DIZMornings for $5 off any grocery order or $10 off any 2 items on the Magical Extras. Make sure you schedule that delivery at least 3 days before you need it, and they're going to take care of you. Thank you, Vacation Grocery Delivery. Virtual fist bump, vacationgrocerydeliveryfl.com. Okay, so the wait for Peter Pan ended up being closer to 40 minutes. So I timed it. It was like 37. So unfortunately, it was a little longer than advertised in the Touring Plans app, but that can happen sometimes. Lines build up, things change. Right now, the posted wait for Haunted Mansion's 30 minutes. Touring Plans saying it's like a 28-minute wait. So I think I'm going to change my plans here. I think I'm going to just start heading towards the front. We're going to walk together through Liberty Square right now. I'm passing the Columbia Harbor House. And right on cue, you can hear the Liberty Bell. The riverboat is underway. It's something that's going to be leaving the park very soon because they're going to be draining the rivers of America and tearing up Tom Sawyer Island in order to make way for the new Cars expansion. If you haven't done the Liberty Bell, if you haven't ridden the riverboat, I recommend it. It's nice. It's like a relaxing, fun time. I mean, just know you're going to be standing for the entire ride. There are some places to sit, but not many. It's mostly a standing room only kind of a thing. It's fun, though. I had a unique experience the last time I was in Magic Kingdom. I was riding the train, the Walt Disney World Railroad, and we were crossing a bridge right as the Liberty Bell, the riverboat, was kind of coming around, making its turn in Frontierland. And they did a little call and response. The train honked its horn and did like the shave and the haircut. It was like beep, 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 beep. And Liberty Bell went beep, beep, responded with the 2 bits. They did it a couple times. It went back and forth. It was very fun. Very cute. I never had that Okay. Never had that experience before. But cool stuff. Just another little like magical thing that happened on my last trip to the Magic Kingdom. So now we're over near Frontier Trading Post, about to approach the Country Bear Musical Jamboree, which I've seen a couple times now. It's a good show. It's really fun. I recommend checking it out. I don't know that Landon gave it a rousing endorsement the last time when we were here and he and Lindsay experienced it for the first time, but I mean, it's fun for kids for sure. I think it's a better show than it used to be. They've definitely cleaned up the animatronics. So, check it out. Anyway, I was going to just add. So, one thing that happens sometimes in lines, you'll have like a couple people in front of you, and then in the middle of the queue, you're like, 5-10 minutes in the queue, all of a sudden people join them and add to their party, like just seemingly out of nowhere. So that happened while I was waiting for Peter Pan. There were 2 people in front of me. And then after a few minutes, 2 more people joined them. A few more minutes, 2 more people joined them. This happened a couple more times until that group was 10 people. Now, look, technically, you're not supposed to do that at all. You're not supposed to join people in the line. You're not supposed to hold spot. Like, you're supposed to get in line with your full party. I realize sometimes accommodations have to be made for people who maybe need the restroom or whatever, but it's technically against the rules. It's also kind of bad etiquette to do that. But bringing 8 people into the line with you, come on. Like, there's got to be a line, so to speak. Maybe a limit on that sort of thing. Also, not for nothing, but that group, let's just say it would have benefited them to invest in some deodorant. So the larger that group got, the smellier and less pleasant it got for me in the indoor queue for Peter Pan. So anyways. Okay, so I'm over by Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I don't know what the wait is for that right now. I think it was like 30 minutes, but I don't want to get wet. Heading into Adventureland now. But yeah, just to cap off what I was saying before I decided to join the Peter Pan queue and then totally throw off my plan. It's still magical. Even when people are cutting line in front of me. Or even when people kind of smell. You know, it's hot here. Just remember your deodorant and think about other people. I think most of us do. And then for those of us who remember that stuff, you just got to have a little extra patience and understanding, I guess. And remember, there's people from all over the world that come to this theme park. Things are different for everybody. I'm officially in Adventureland. I'm passing by the exit for the Pirates ride, and I am observing the walls of the refurbishment area they're doing here where they're building the Pirate Tavern. I can't wait we got a name for it, Beacon Barrel. I know Landon said last week, he was like, what's the chances this doesn't even happen? So they got a posted wait time, 10 minutes for Pirates. I don't know how you pass that up when you see 10 minutes for Pirates. I think you ride Pirates, so why don't we go in there? Maybe I'll capture a little bit of the audio for you guys. You can ride Pirates with me. We'll do that, and then we'll head out to the monorail and try to make our way to Hollywood Studios for the last leg of this adventure. By the way, I rode the ferry. I don't know if I mentioned that. I rode the ferry over to Magic Kingdom. Skipped the monorail. So, 10 minutes. We're entering the queue right now. Let's see how this goes.
Fully seated. There's no more switching seats at this time. Please remain fully seated. No more switching seats at this time.
People be acting up on Pirates. So it ended up being 19 minutes. So a little more than the posted 10. They've got 15 posted now, but I think I'm having bad luck with my timing in these lines.
Here's Jack Sparrow, going and talking.
At this point, we've ridden a couple rides. I have not had any snacks or drinks or anything here, but just based on the timing, I think I'm going to hop on the monorail, go back to Epcot, make my way to the Skyliner, and go to Hollywood Studios, because I'm kind of feeling maybe pizza for dinner, maybe a particular pizza made by a rat. That sounds pretty good. So that's the plan. The plan may change, but that's the plan for now. We're passing the Tiki Room at the moment. Coming up to Jungle Cruise on my right. I would love to do Jungle Cruise, however, I bet the wait's about 40 minutes at this point. Maybe we'll take a little peek over there. Yeah, I think it's a no-go for now. So we'll head to the front. Maybe there's a snack that meets up with us on the way. But if not, that's fine. So I have not been in the confectionery in quite a while, so I think I'm going to walk through there on my way out. Maybe I end up grabbing a sweet treat for later. You know, they're pumping the smells out on the street. It's hard to pass by and not get a little bit of a hankering for something. A candy, a chocolate, a sweet treat. You can get your M&Ms here, make your own like bags of Skittles and M&Ms of different colors. I feel like you could get diabetes just from the smell, just from the sugar in the air in here. Candy apples. They got a classic mini caramel apple, a caramel apple made with freeze-dried Skittles. You all know how I feel about freeze-dried Skittles. Not necessarily my thing. Now, Paul had shared something in the Discord about like a build your own Mickey bar or something. I have no idea where to do that. I think it's in here. Let me see if I can pull that up and maybe figure out what I'm doing, because maybe I do that. Okay, so I think I made a mistake. It looks like the build your own Mickey bars are actually at Disney Springs, not here at the confectionery. You hear the railroad, the engines tooting the horn over there. And I'm getting ready to head to the monorail. Maybe it will be a sparsely populated monorail and I can bring you a little audio from there. So a bit of a change of plans. I am back in Epcot now, and the weather has arrived. Luckily, I had an emergency poncho in my bag, so I am covered up. But it's coming down pretty steady right now, and I'm not sure if this might call for an ending the day a little bit early sort of thing. I'm going to check the weather, see what it looks like. I'd like to take you all around World Showcase, and if I can do that, then that's what I'll do. If not, we'll have a chat in the vehicle on the way home. So stick with me. Alright, friends, well, it seems as though the rain has settled in for the night, so we are back in the car and we are heading towards home. This day went a little differently than I thought it would. It wasn't super crowded in the parks, but I ran into like more operational issues than I expected. There were a lot of rides that were down at various times today. I don't know why. And then I had bad luck with the wait times. Like I would check and I would see, like I said, Space Mountain's posted at 15 minutes. by the time I got back there, I guess everybody got the memo because the queue had stretched outdoors. And if you know anything about Space Mountain, if the queue's outdoors, that's definitely longer than a 15-minute. That's probably more like a 45-minute wait at the least. I don't know what it is. I'm going to talk about that Space Mountain queue for a minute, because I feel like, when you're in the tunnel before you get to the switchbacks inside of the Space Mountain queue, just going through the tunnel, you got the windows looking out towards space. You have those screens that used to be the interactive elements where you could play games and stuff that don't do anything anymore. I don't know why. Why'd they stop doing that? I like those games. I know you can do it on your phone now, but it was fun. Hello. Sorry, this person in front of me decided they weren't gonna... People on the road don't know how to queue, much less in parks. But those went away. Maybe it was just, they were breaking a lot, cost a lot of money to fix. I don't know, but they don't work anymore. Oh, these people, I tell you, driving in Orlando. Florida drivers are bad. It's even worse in the rain, and people just drive like maniacs. There are suggestions of rules on the road, but most people just ignore all that stuff. Anyways, once you get to the switchback part, where you can actually see the ride loading for Space Mountain, it feels like that takes so long. I don't know why. I don't even know. This isn't based on me timing it. Maybe it's just because it's tight. The line, the areas where you're walking in the queue between the rails, it's a little bit tighter, and they managed to fit in a lot of switchbacks in there. You gotta you go down a line, you turn, you go down, and I think it switchbacks 4 or 5 times in that room, and it just feels like it takes forever. I don't know why, but anyway, that aside, I just had some bad luck with timing, so everything took a little bit longer than I thought, and then the weather did catch up to me finally. But I hope you kind of enjoyed. I did capture the Pirates of the Caribbean audio. I might just put that in whole. If you want to listen to that, you can either, enjoy that or skip it or whatever you might want to do. This Friday, we are doing a little meetup. I keep calling it a Muppet Vision Marathon. It's not really going to be a marathon. We're not going to try to see how many times we can attend and watch Muppet Vision in a day. We'll watch it a few times, but it's really going to be about getting together, watching it a few times, going to Baseline Tap House, maybe getting some food from Pizza Rizzo, just enjoying the Muppets Courtyard before its closure in June. Mama Melrose now is officially closed. It closed yesterday, was its last day of operation. I saw a TikTok where the last family to get seated got a round of applause as they were being brought into the restaurant by the cast members. So that was fun. That was cute. Good for them. It's sad. I never made it to Mama Melrose, not once. It was one of those that I kept saying, I'm going to get there. I'll put it on the list. I'll make it at some point, and I just didn't. From a lot of accounts, the food wasn't great. It's Italian food. It's how much better, plus or minus, percentage wise, are you going to be than Olive Garden or something like that when you go to a Italian restaurant in a theme park? I don't know. Maybe it was great. But I say that, and then I counter that by telling you we went to Trattoria Al Forno on the boardwalk, and it was one of the best meals I've had on Disney property in a really long time. So you can do it, but I don't know that this place was quite on that level. And I'm not trying to disparage the dead. I'm not trying to speak ill of the now departed Mama Melrose Restaurant Italiano, or whatever it was called. It might have been great. I know there's people that loved it, but you can say that about really anything. There's people that love the Tomorrowland Speedway and would be really upset if anything changed about it, like getting rid of the terrible exhaust fumes, or even just demolishing it entirely. I personally, I guess one of the things that you could say that about me, regarding me, would be the Liberty Bell Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island. I'm going to be sad when those are gone. Do I do them every time I go to the park? No. Have I done them Recently, yes. I've ridden the riverboat recently. I've gone to Tom Sawyer Island recently. I think it's nice. As I say a lot of times, I think variety in theme parks is really good. And I don't want everything to be a roller coaster or a dark ride. Like, I like a variety of things to do. I like being able to explore. I like being able to get some, Tom Sawyer Island was like a haven in the Magic Kingdom. On busy days, yeah, I mean, it could be busy over there, but you could go and feel like you weren't even in a theme park anymore. It felt like you were transported, and it was a fun thing to do. I know kids loved it. So anyway, why am I saying this? I guess Muppet Vision 3D is probably one of these things. There's people who don't have nostalgia for it. There's people who, just aren't impressed by it. It doesn't do anything for them. And they're happy that it's being replaced by Monsters, Inc. Now, I think those people are soulless, terrible people, but there's room for everybody at the table, even those people without souls. And we got to pray for them extra hard because they don't have souls and they don't like the Muppets. That's pretty terrible. You must have a cold, hard, rotten heart to not love the Muppets and to cheer the downfall of Muppet Vision 3D. This is sarcasm. I'm just saying it does mean a lot to me personally because I love the Muppets. I have a lot of nostalgia for that. So anyway, this was a long meandering way of saying this Friday, May the 16th, we're going to meet up over there. We're going to do Muppet Vision a few times. We're going to hang out. We're going to enjoy Hollywood Studios. I think I'm probably going to arrive somewhere between 10 and 11. Rob's going to be there. Theme Park Rob, I know he's going to be there. Skipper Bob, I don't know if he'll be there. Cocktail Bob won't be because he hates the Muppets, I think. So we will not have the full representation of Council of the Bobs, unfortunately. But if you happen to be around, if you're around the parks, especially if you're local, if you want to come out, you want to say hello, come do it. We're going to have a good time. It'll be a good day. And we're going to enjoy Muppet Vision and try to process our feelings, really, about it. Because change is inevitable, and it's okay. I don't hate change. I understand it's going to happen, and we have to roll with it. But I also think it's okay to feel your feelings and let that, process that, let that be. But then you got to move on, and we will. I'm sure Monsters, Inc. land is going to be great. I'm sure that it will be. I'm going to love that land. I'm sure Cars Land, the Cars expansion in Magic Kingdom, whenever that's done, I'm sure that'll be great. I don't know when that'll be, but I'm sure it will be great once it's done. But we can still say RIP to the attractions we've lost. And, man, out of all the things that have closed in the time that I've been living at Walt Disney World, I don't live at Walt Disney World, living in Orlando and able to go to Walt Disney World all the time, Muppet Vision is going to hit the hardest for me, I think. And it probably won't really hit me until I go to the park and I realize, oh, it's gone. I can't do it anymore. It's gone. It's not going to hit me this Friday, I know, because it's going to be a fun day celebrating the Muppets with friends. And we're going to have a great time. And it probably won't hit me on the day it closes in June. But there will be a day that I go sometime after that where it's going to hit me. And I'm going to feel sad. And I'm going to miss it. Especially while they're doing the construction and that whole area is closed. Because that, then we don't have anything to fill the void. Like Sully and Mike Wazowski. Do you think there are future plans for the Monsters, Inc. franchise? I mean, just because they're building them a land, it doesn't necessarily going to mean that they're making another show, another movie. But they could. Do you think they'll do... coming to theaters, I think this week, maybe this week, soon. Maybe it's out. Is the live-action Lilo and Stitch? Does Monsters, Inc. get that treatment eventually? And we get a live-action Monsters, Inc. Now, I feel like it would be very similar to the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. You got to have so much... Because how much live-action can you have in a movie that's mostly about monsters? It would be great if they could somehow make a lot of it practical, but they wouldn't. It would be a lot of CGI. And then the question is, well, then why are we doing this? The animation is fine. In fact, it's beautiful. I don't know that we necessarily needed to take that step and make a live-action version. But they do it because they know they're going to make money is why they do it. And they stack their billions, and then they laugh and laugh all the way to the bank. And if they made a live-action Monsters, Inc., there's a chance. I don't know. I don't think I would. I'm being honest. I don't think I'd go to the theater and see it. I don't think I'll go to the theater and see the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. If I had one of those memberships, like a Regal membership or AMC or whatever, where you can go to a movie a week or whatever, then maybe I would do it. Because you gotta make the most of your memberships. But I don't have that. Y'all remember Movie Pass? Is that still a thing? I knew when they announced Movie Pass. If you're not familiar with Movie Pass, this was a company that created a membership, and I think when it launched, it was like $15 a month, and you could see standard format movies with this card, I guess at participating theaters, an unlimited amount of times in a month. That was how it launched. And then I think they upped the price, and then they changed it to maybe where they limited you how many times you would go. There was just no possible way that was ever going to be a viable company. Because more than likely every time someone would use a Movie Pass to go see a movie, that theater would send an invoice to Movie Pass and be like, hey, this person came and saw this movie, you owe us however much the agreed upon amount was. And who knows, maybe it's $2 or $3 a movie. I don't know what Movie Pass was paying. But there's just no way that was ever going to be viable. And then theaters were like, we could make these clubs ourselves, and then we're bringing people in. We're making a monthly fee for people who are signed up. And most people, I would say most people don't go to one movie a month. I don't. I love going to the movies. I don't go to one movie a month. But they sign people up. You can come to, I don't know, it's like a movie a week or whatever it is. And then where they get you is they expect you're going to show up, use your membership card, and probably since you feel like you're not paying for a ticket, that means you are going to be willing to spend more on concessions, which is where they make their money anyway, and that's what they want you to do. Bring people in, and then they're going to make their money on concessions. So that was kind of I think that's the whole business model for the theater-specific memberships. But I just don't... Maybe Movie Pass inspired all that, and we have them to thank. So if you're a member of one of those programs... I know Landon is. Landon is a member of the Regal program, I believe. And he uses it to see a lot of films, which is probably why he was able to go see Sinners right away. I believe he's seen Thunderbolts. I saw Thunderbolts. I saw Thunderbolts this weekend, and I liked it. The end. That's my review. I liked it. I'm easy to please, okay? I saw some pretty huge reactions to this movie, like people saying, the MCU is back, and this is the best film they've made in the MCU in a long time, and look, I don't know. Am I starting to hit the superhero burnout? I don't know. I liked it. I did like it. I enjoyed it. I liked that it was 2 hours and not 2.5 or 3 hours. I appreciated that. There were individual things that I liked about it, like certain scenes or little things that would happen here or there. I did like the way it ended. I like how the conflict culminated and how they had to resolve it. I thought that was an interesting approach. I get the message of this film. I get it. The post credits were good, but all I can say is I liked it. The end. Okay, so I guess I'm going to wrap it up. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. I hope that the audio in the parks turned out where you can actually enjoy the area music and the sounds of the parks. I kind of wanted to take you guys there with me and let you experience it in an audio format. And it was sort of an experiment. Maybe we do a little bit more of this kind of stuff, and I could do them as, bonus episodes or something where we walk around the park together. We can talk about things. We can try foods and drinks. And I just got to, I got to do some trial and error, and we'll work it out. I felt, for some reason today, very self-conscious. I don't know why. This is not the first time I've done the recording in the park. And I was trying very hard. I wasn't, trying to bother anybody. I was trying to make sure I was sort of tucked away when I was doing things, but I wanted to get near area music speakers and things like that, but I don't know. It felt weird today. I don't know why. I got to look myself in the face in the mirror and try to figure that one out, but it's all good. I do it for you guys. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. This one has been a little bit chaotic, but it's episode 251. We're in a whole new era of the Monday Morning Monorail. Next week, Landon and Steffers will be back, and we'll be talking about, I'm sure we will talk about Beak and Barrel. I am sure that we will talk more about the Muppets, because I'll be able to report how the Muppet meetup went, and there'll be more breaking news as the week goes on from the worlds of Walt Disney, the theme parks in the most magical place on earth. And I just really appreciate you all for being here all along the way. So come back next week. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your loved ones. They should be listening to the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. And, man, I don't know if you can hear this rain, but it's really coming down. So I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to focus on the drive. I love you guys. Until next week, thank a team member. Thank a cast member. Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. The Monday Morning Monorail podcast is part of the Diz Mornings Network. Visit DizMornings.com for Walt Disney World news, rumors, trip planning advice, and our blog. You can also visit our merch shop and look good when you're traveling to the parks. Don't forget, if you're looking to book a vacation, you can fill out a form on the DizMornings.com website, and Nate or Steffers will reach out and help you get a great deal and take the stress away from booking your next trip to Walt Disney World, Universal, or beyond. Again, visit DizMornings.com for all your Monday Morning Monorail and Diz Mornings needs.